Love and light, friends. So I'm here today with a 3 card intuitive pick a stone message. And this is for what needs to be released. Okay. So take your time, pick what stone you feel called to, what stone or stones you feel called to for this pick a stone message. I have first the tiger's eye stone. Okay. I have the malachite. Oops. I have a malachite. And finally, I have a smoky quartz. Okay, so these are the 3 stones. Take your time. Whatever stone or stones that you feel drawn to will hold the message of what you need to know in order, what you need to release in order to expand. All right. All right. So if you picked the Tiger's Eye Stone, this is the message in regards to what you need to release. So, starting off with the card, what is the main subject, main thing that needs to be released? This is card number 12, the Privileged Lady. So, with this card, I got a lot of different things. I heard the word entitlement, and I also heard high horse. So, there is a need for if you are a privileged lady, or if this is someone that you have in your life. There's a need to release this privilege, this privileged woman. Also, with this, some of this is ancestral. So, if you had a privileged woman that you were related to that crossed over, there could be a need for you to release, in a sense, like the mourning, so that you can connect, because there's privilege, but the way that this privilege is being used isn't necessarily like in the right way. So I rolled the astrology dice just to get a deeper look as far as into this privilege, how and what it affects. So the planet dice that I pulled, which was the main situation of its effect, and this is the Uranus. So Uranus is all about rebellion, being eccentric, doing things different, change. Okay. So there's a privilege in regards to resistance to change, possibly. Okay, resistance to new. All right. The way that this makes you feel, this is Cancer. So there is a lot of emotional energy followed with this. There's a lot of sensitivity, a lot of emotion that that is involved with the way that this privilege feels. Okay. Also, this could be like privileges as far as like it was a privilege to be in a situation. Okay. So the effect of this is the 8th house. So the 8th house is the house of death. It is the house of rebirth, sex, regeneration, money. Okay. So with this could be like, it makes me feel like inheritance, regeneration with this, meaning, like I told you, this is some sort of an ancestral tie, okay, with this privileged woman. All right. So this is in regards to your rebellion, in regards to change, in regards to the sensitivity, the emotions, and affecting, sex, marriage, death, rebirth, transformation. Okay. So I'm going to break down these cards. The main lesson behind this releasing of privilege is Death card. It says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Okay, so there's a need to release in order to gain. I just heard that Lose to Win song, because like we never really lose, we learn. Like we always are able to keep something with us. So there's a privilege, as far as this privilege can even be holding on to certain things, okay? And not allowing things to regenerate, not allowing things to transform, not allowing the new in, okay? So what is behind this is the river. So what this privilege, or whatever this energy of this privileged lady is causing within you, is disruption, okay? There's disruption within you. There's even codependency. There's toxicity in certain ways. There's like your heart isn't in whatever it is currently in. There's not total joy and happiness. But what is replaced with this is love, new beginnings. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy always comes in the morning. And you got to trust and you got to believe that, okay? Releasing constraints. There's a river of blessings that comes in when we release these constraints, okay? So let's look at what this is rooted in and why we're doing it, okay? So the privilege part about this is rooted in some way with guilt. Also has to do with your sacral chakra as far as are you going after things that you are doing out of guilt to please people or for your own happiness, okay? So the reason why we do this is because we're going towards our authentic self, our authentic joy, our happiness, okay? And to overall improve relationships, because this affects the relationships that you're in, number 12, where they're not grounded, okay? So with this, what you need to know, what you gain from this release is, first off, I have the Six of Arrows, which in traditional tarot transforms as the Six of Wands. So this is really about having expansive thinking, new thinking, and moving on to better, like calmer waters, moving on to a better environment, okay? So some of you guys can't thrive because of your environment, okay? The other thing here is the moon. Now, the moon card, and it says the grandmother. So I don't know if this privileged woman, for some people, could be a grandmother. But with this, I feel like this is regeneration of blessings. This is generational, ancestral, bloodline healing that happens with this, okay? So walking away from possibly a new way of being for your bloodline, okay? And finally, it brings the nurturing Lodge of Bowls, which is the Ten of Cups, and that is the complete emotional fulfillment and happiness, okay? So that is everything for a lot of people. So what needs to be done and embraced is answering the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So this ancestor, whoever this is that has passed, there are certain, you could be having dreams, you could be having anxiety over your intuition, because your intuition could be calling you to do something that makes you really uncomfortable, or you could be people pleasing somebody and then you're called to do something, but it's like you could be afraid of it because it's so different, okay? But there's a need for you to embrace consciousness. Open up your consciousness. This is lucid living, being conscious in your state, but also conscious of the spiritual side. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multi-dimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality, okay? So this is consciousness and looking at the bigger picture. This isn't just about us. This is a consciousness that you are embracing as far as your generational, like your bloodline, overall health and well-being, and releasing the curses, releasing the struggle, releasing, even if it's privilege and entitlement, for abundance, for integrity, for authenticity, okay? So this is the conclusion of Deck 1, Stone 1, the Tiger's Eye Stone. Please let me know down below if this resonates. Okay, so this is for Stone 2, the Malachite Stone, for what needs to be released. So the main message here is number 7, message, okay? So with the 7, this tells me for some of you guys, this is a spiritual message that needs to be released. For some of you guys, this is like when I say that, I mean it's spiritual. A message that has been put in you that needs to be released. For some of you guys, this is a communication, a reaching out that needs to happen. And with this, I got the surrender card. So saying you need to surrender. I can release my need to control. So there's something that is either being withheld, meaning like you could be holding yourself back in a sense because of some message that was received by you, or this is you needing to surrender to your need to control things by not speaking on certain things that your heart is being called to speak on, okay? So surrender to the fact of, like, God is in control. Release your need to control the situation. So what we need to know about this is the universe card. So this is about the completion, good karma coming in. Also knowing that like when we do the right things, the universe is always on our side. So release our need to control, because we can prolong inevitables. Okay. So what is being replaced with this is the intuition. Okay, the deeper connection you need, knowing that like your intuition has never failed you and will never fail you, so you don't need to control situations. Okay, this is an effect of your inner child. Okay, so this is effect of your heart space, needing to work on your heart chakra. There's an inner child that doesn't have that there's a message for some of you guys that your inner child received, and you have not reevaluated that message from the higher point that you stand at, and it's holding you back. Okay, and that needs to be released. And it's like you controlling maybe certain things from your inner child because it's a defense mechanism. It's a way to protect yourself. Okay, so getting into the effects of this energy. Sorry, I be all over the place. The way that this affects your life. The planet dice that I pulled is the North Node. So this affects your destiny. Okay, this affects where you're supposed to be. So if you feel like you're constantly like replaying or repeating certain things, this is why. Okay. The other part of this is this has to do with your pride, with the way that it feels. It feels like you want to have courage, but there, along with that courage, there is pride. Also with this, there is a need to always be liked and understood, and sometimes that's not a part of the assignment. Okay, so I don't know who that affects. Also with this, the main effect of where it affects your life is the fourth house. So this has to do with your home, your roots, your parents, your foundational circumstances. Okay, with this is what needs to be released with this is bittersweet communication. So certain things need to be communicated, whether to it's communicating with yourself, but with this it's like it's bittersweet because I feel like whatever is communicated, it's released from you, but it also, it's like you're not saying it necessarily to please anybody else, you're saying it to get it out of you, and there's like a blessing from above that comes from you speaking this communication, and it allows you to finally be grounded, be rooted, and be accepted in who you are and what you're here to do, regardless of whatever, message either needs to come out of you, that has been spoken to you. There's a new understanding. Okay, so with this, the way that this is going to affect your life, this is the Ace of Pipes, which is the Ace of Wands. So this is new beginnings, new creative beginnings. Just feeling inspired, charged, aligned. Also here, this is the Eight of Stones. So this is inspired where it's like, I'm going to grind, I'm going to get to it. I'm like, I want to get to the bag. Like this is a lot of, for some people, this is like you picking up where you left off, maybe with a past endeavor, but really like picking up and going really hard. Okay. And this is going to be, you're going to benefit from partnerships. You're going to align with love. You're going to align with good communication. You're going to align with blessings. Okay. So with this, what you need to embrace for moving forward is align your life. What is not aligned or what needs to change. Okay. So there are certain things that are out of alignment, and it has to do with, look, the green stone, whether it be your heart chakra, whether it be your finances, whether it be this inner child. Okay, but we're replacing it with communication, the throat chakra, healthy, productive communication. Get blue stones and work on your throat chakra, the way that you communicate, because in a sense, you could be people pleasing and not pleasing yourself. So this says the frequency of the throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So for some of you guys, this is your self-expression of who you are, your sexuality. Okay, and this message, maybe you were given a message that to be this way is wrong, and now you're this way, in whatever way that resonates. But there's new understanding. There's higher understanding. There's intuition. Okay? And also there's blessings from above. Like whoever it was, like I feel like, you know, whatever the case may be, you get the blessing of somewhere where it counts or where it matters most. Okay? So moving out, the message with this is the wolf spirit. It says, turn your knowledge into wisdom. So turn the things that you've seen, the things that you know, into the things like that you stand by. Okay? A lot of times, like when we're on our journey, we don't realize like the main things that we overlook that we do the most are the main reasons why we're here. Okay? Those are our gifts. Like turn the knowledge, the things that you've learned over these chapters into your book. Okay? Into your gift. Turn your tragedy into your triumph. However that resonates. I hope it does. Let me know down below, and I'll see you on the next stone. Okay, so this is for deck number 3, stone 3, the smoky quartz stone. What you need to release in order to expand. So what needs to be released here, number 13, the wealthy man. So I get a few different messages for how this might resonate. For some of you guys, this wealthy man could be you, and this is you needing to release your wealth. For some people, this is a wealthy man that you know that needs to be released. Because also I heard facade. So some of this wealth could be a facade for some people. Some of us need to transform. If you are, you know, because it says man, but there could be something like a facade, something released in order to maybe get a wealthy man. But either way, there's a transition. So you could be going from broke to not broke, broke to baller. Okay, but what lies behind this is failure. Okay, so some of you guys, this wealthy man could be an attachment that you have to either a wealthy man, or being with a wealthy man, or being a wealthy man. Okay, but you have to know, like, wealth is so heavy, so with this comes a lot. So you have to understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Wealth comes from you know, deep roots, from, you know, a lot of trial and tribulation. So you have to understand that with this, sometimes we have to release an attachment to certain things and understand, like, failure. Any mistake is an opportunity to learn. So with this, I really feel like there's a perception that needs to be changed. Okay, the effect of this is that there's a lack of balance. There's a need for balance. There's a need for alignment, strategic alignment. Okay, so with this balance, it means maybe you had to deal with the bad in order to appreciate what is good. Okay, maybe you have to stop living in the facade of wealth in order to sacrifice and really grind to really gain wealth. Okay, there has to be a balance in this method. Okay, but what is behind that is hope. This is a hopeful situation, meaning like these mistakes are things that are actually opportunities and different ways to rediscover and you know, revise certain things. Okay, so let's look into the effects with this. So this is the moon card. So there's illusions, delusions with this. There could be a lot of intuition. There could be secrets with this. The energy is real, you know, moody. It changes. Okay, it's really bipolar energy. Also here, the way that it feels like there's a need for fairness, a need to want to be balanced, a need to, and maybe the fairness is the balance, okay? But whatever this is, this wealth, because people who get wealthy, a lot of times, it's the real, like, wealth that doesn't go away as far as the spiritual wealth, okay? That's not the mission and motive. The mission and motive is for growth, for health, and those are the things that follow. So there's a need for balance within yourself. Like, you could feel like, I want to be balanced. I feel like I want to be fair. There could be, you know, where it's like 1 minute you're feeling, you know, inspired. The next minute you're feeling like a failure. You know, so there's a need for balance, because we need to accept all of the feelings and emotions because they make it whole. But there has to be a balance in how much we indulge, okay? So next we have the effect of this. So this is 5th house energy. The 5th house is all about children, creativity, fun, romance, okay? So this could be in regards to romance. So there has to be balance. So for some of you guys, it could be, like I was saying, having an attachment to being with someone of wealth, but you have to bring something to the table, okay? And this isn't saying that, like, you don't, because obviously there's hope here, but there's a need for balance. So there's a need for being taking off an attachment and being placed more so on yourself, because the effects of this is your peace, okay? And the other thing that I noticed here, where I was saying before, like, some people, maybe you were broke or whatever, you've been going through it, and like the wealth is there, okay? But sometimes when we have an attachment on stuff, we push it further away because our intention isn't in the right place. So this is about being at peace as far as with our intuitive things. And also, I feel like there's magic in this. This is a lotus. A lotus is a flower that grows from the mud. So out the mud, you got it out the mud, is this energy that it gives me. And this is the effects of it, is for your family, your children. It brings fairness. It brings balance, okay? It brings, it reveals secrets. It, releases illusions, all right? So with this, as far as what is the root of this is your willpower, your courage, all these things dissipating. Like, you could just feel like this is that place that we're in when where we are just existing and we're not living, okay? This is the difference between existing and living, okay? So whatever this is, if this wealthy man is an actual, it needs to be released in order for it to be regenerated, like renewed, okay? That water washes away, and like, when there's periods of, rain, or periods of that during that release, when we're in the releasing, whether that be grief or whatever, things are renewed and there's peace that comes with it. So this is affecting our peace. All right. So what we need to connect with this, as far as to build, okay? Air guardian, shift your perception. There's a need for you to shift your perception of things, whether that be of yourself, whether that be of your purpose, whether that be of people, but especially, connect with the elements as well, like, especially in meditative states. If you are somebody who is an air sign, being outdoors on windy days, that could be, something beneficial to, like, your meditative, your spiritual growth, okay? So, how you benefit from this? This is the Five of Bowls. So, what I got with this card is, this is about really, like, letting go of allowing yourself to be disappointed, but also allowing yourself to pick yourself back up. Because no matter who leaves you or who walks away or whatever, like, you're still you, okay? So even if she leaves you, you still the one with the bowl, okay? So, and also you have to become at peace with other people's journeys, okay? And at peace with who you are, because the person that does come and, accept you, whatever. So, also with this is, like, this is about you aiming in the right direction, which is what I started off with before, where I was saying, like, your destiny. Didn't I say that? I don't know. But, no, that was the other card. Anyway, but this has got you aimed towards in the right direction as far as with the universe. This is you in a place where you're, like, wanting to fight for yourself because you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, okay? And what this brings is the Wheel of Fortune. Hello, the harvest, the cornucopia, okay? So your aim being, like, you know what I'm saying? You got your eye on the prize, and it's bringing in a harvest, okay? And it's, there is wealth. This is wealth. So it's like you have to release it in order to receive it, okay? So what needs to be embraced with moving forward is your curiosity, okay? Pay attention to your curiosity. Pay attention to your intuition, and allow yourself to be led spiritually. The frequency of curiosity supports our intrinsic, inquisitive nature, which is the necessary driving force behind any growth and evolution. So sometimes we have to feed into our curiosity because it could lead us to spiritual moments and grounding, okay? Also, with that curiosity, it's just being curious. It's not putting too much weight on whether or not you fail, okay? Because I wanted to see, okay? And it's doing it without control, just kind of wandering, all right? with this here, it says the ever unfolding rose. I love this card. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So roses always symbolize like letting things unfold in their natural way. And so it's like, this is things where it's like, this rose is blossoming, okay? And all of these things where I was saying before, these failures are enhancing you. Everything has been happening for you, not to you. And soon, with that Wheel of Fortune card that I pulled, that's a completion. That's things coming together. That's sense being made out of what didn't make sense. But what doesn't make sense is the focus and the attachment on the wealth. The wealth comes with the hard work. It comes with the heart in the right place. It comes with the integrity. True wealth, okay? So there needs to be a transition. There needs to be a change in our heart space, okay? So this is what I get for you. Please let me know down below if it resonates. And also, I'm always available for personal readings. My information is down below in the description box. I am so grateful for you all. Please take this time to like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure that you check out my link tree so that you are in tune with everything that I drop. And I hope that you have the best day ever. God bless.